All right, hello, welcome in everyone. It's another Thursday. Time to stream and do some cat work again. Right, I'm still working on the Ahsoka shuttle, the T-6 shuttle. And that's where we're going to continue today. Maybe we can even finish up one of those riser parts. Hey Ludwig, welcome in. How are you? I'm fine. And you? Hope you're doing great. How was your day so far? So this time I loaded up the assembly before stream to avoid that everything crashes again like last time. So it should be good. And just need to check where I actually left off last time. Because like usual, I forgot to write it down. Now I have to check what I want to do today. Yeah. Do this here, and oh, I probably should switch to the other scene. But you can see something. There you go. Thanks, everything's fine with me too. That's good. Just a few minor mojo issues at the moment. With the model making? Or something else? So... I think I finished all the little details on here. Yes, with scale modeling. Well, that happens. It will come back eventually. Maybe focus on something a little different for a while. Alright, I made this here, this change. And all this, and I arrange this. Right, I think I wanted to make the panels that go in the front here today. And then I guess it's time for the panel lines on those things. Now the big question, where was this reference photo? Let's see. No. Let's take this, and there was another one. Oh boy, I can't find it. Was it this here? Ah, I think it was this. Right. Okay. So I will need this later, probably. Put those down here. Yeah, I think I'm going to start with the top one. Let's see, I restarted a PC today, so performance is hopefully a little bit better. Guess we'll see about that. Oh, there's the top one. Just need to figure out where those sit exactly. So I think in the scan it's not visible, is it? No. Maybe those black pixels here could be it. So I could use this as the vertical location. Guess it starts here and goes up maybe to here. Although there are also some black pixels. But I don't think it's going all the way up to here. Should end around here somewhere. We'll see. I'm not entirely sure how to make this, but I think I'm going to start with just putting a sketch on here and then we'll go from there. Putting some rough geometry outlines and then we'll see. Something like this. Okay, still struggling. Let's mirror this to the other side real quick. That was too much, then maybe 4. So the gap here will roughly be 5 millimeters. Wait. That could be okay. Let's start with that. Not sure if you already talked about it. I guess the T-6 shuttle will be finished when it's finished. Or do you have a release date on your mind? Well, yes and yes. I mean, I hope to get it finished this year. So that is the release date that I have in my head. But in the end, it is finished when it's finished. So I try my best to work on it every once in a while. But I can't promise anything, of course. So I guess we'll have to see. But my plan is definitely to get it finished this year. That would be cool. So that I can focus on other things next year. Because yeah, it's already taking way too long. So we'll see how it goes. It also depends, the rest of the details is probably not that big of a deal. That's just putting in the work at the time and do the things. But the mechanics inside and things like that, that could be a tricky one. Where I have no idea how long that will take. Actually, let's do this real quick. 0.25. Wait, no. How does that look? Oh, maybe a little bit deeper. Let's make this 0.8. Okay, now I can extrude the inside. Guess I can make this the same. Let's make this a new body. Hide the sketch for now, and then let's rotate this a little bit and push it inwards for like 2/10, maybe 3. And give that a little rotation. I'm not sure what to think about that. Clutch, welcome in. Welcome in. How are you doing? How was the day? Keep up the good work. Thank you very much. I will do my very best. Could be, it could not be. I don't know, maybe I'm too much zoomed in. That's the problem with the cat. You can zoom in almost endlessly and then this gap looks like humongous. Even though it's just 3/10 or something. So let's put that here. Let's see. And probably make it black to get a little bit of contrast. No, not much colors in here. Haven't used any so far, I guess. Where is it here? Paint. This one black. Oh, it's maybe 2. Let's use the dark gray. Maybe let's make the other one red. Ui. It needs to be way more faded. A more blue, I guess. That doesn't look too bad. Just think go. Oh. Okay, I cannot do that. Doesn't help that all the pictures look different as well. But it could be something like that. Maybe a little more saturation. Just a tiny little bit. Yeah, that should do. Oops. I should get rid of the gloss. Oh, come on. Just confirmed the color change. Let's wait, I guess. There you go. All right. Okay, that looks stupid from the front because it's only the one thing. Can I mirror those three operations? Let's see. Did it? No. What? Okay, almost. It rotated this twice instead of this. Okay, that's weird. So let's not mirror the rotation and do that separately. What did I do? Minus 0.3 and 5. What was it? I think. Looks the same. Okay. I should probably turn on perspective. Oh. What do we think about that? I think it's a little bit too low, but this is easily adjustable. But other than that, doesn't look too bad. Maybe I need to make those two stripes a little bit thicker, just a little bit. Let's try that. Let's give this maybe a 10th is already enough, but first let's, because I think I'm pretty satisfied with the outside orientation. So let's constrain that. And it will not go elsewhere. I'm gonna change things here, so let's make this 4.4. Let's see. It's definitely better. Yeah, I think that will do. So now I only need to adjust the length. Wait, let's turn off perspective again. There you go. The two stripes shorter on the original model on the lower side. You mean this here? Yes. I need to move them up here a little bit. And I hope those on the bottom are the same. Right, I want to use this scan. Check the location. Which one is it? Okay, the pixels start here, so it needs to be quite a bit shorter. Let's go back into the sketch. That's another reason why I hope to get it finished rather sooner than later. The performance in this assembly is so bad. Because there are so many different bodies and details. Yeah. Where are we? Up there. So let's move this up here. Okay, let's try this. Did it do anything? I don't see any difference. Okay, it wasn't that much actually. Okay. A little bit more. You. That's better, but still not enough. Let's do a little bit more. Yeah, this looks definitely better. Now we have to figure out on the top. Fortunately, it's also blurry here. I don't really see where this part starts in the picture. So maybe I have another one where we can see that a little bit better. Seems that it goes all the way to the top. If this little shadow is the start of the recess. And it's the same level as the cutout from the door. Let's see about that. Where are we? Cut out from the door here. And that is pretty much that. Where the start of this hood is. So we need to make it all the way towards the top here. So then let's just do that, I guess. Let me see if I can find another picture. But if not, that will be the plan. Fortunately, they are all kind of blurry, but this suggests the same. Maybe a millimeter or so before the top layer starts. What about the bottom one? Yep. Okay, let's do that. Wait. Orthographic. Let's get back into the sketch and pull this all the way up here. Going to leave a millimeter room to this one here. Can I just pick this one as a reference? And then just mention this gap. 1. It was almost 1 already, but yeah. This, oh, I need to dimension this one here as well. Now it's fully constrained. Yeah, I think that looks good. Maybe the lower edge, maybe a little bit, still a little bit higher. Obviously not the same size, of course. Yeah, so maybe 1 or 1.5 millimeters higher, and then this should be it. Live gamer, welcome in, welcome in. How are you doing? How was your day? Oh wow, how long did this take so far? Well, good question. If you mean this part here, only this part, then only the hours counted, a couple of days, I guess. But for the entire thing, it's several years, but not full time. On and off, every couple weeks or months, a couple of hours in, so not very consistent on this model at the moment. So this is why I try with this live stream to get consistent work on this one, just a couple of hours every week. But yeah, but it takes forever basically, because it's so many details and the reference material is little. So it's what actually takes the longest is the back and forth checking with the reference material. That's what takes pretty much most of the time, I would say. Oh yeah, and waiting for Fusion to react again. Mike, hello. Welcome in. What printer do you have and what are you normally printing? I have a Anycubic Photon Mono X resin printer and a Photon Mono resin printer, the smaller one, but I don't really use that anymore. And since last year, a Bambu Lab P1S. I mostly print spaceships. But also, well, stuff for dioramas, hangar equipments, things like that. Or every once in a while, some practical things. Oh, wait, no, I wanted to make this one more. 15, 16. I have also printed a Zen garden set where you have the tray where you put in the sand and then the little decorative pieces. Only the sand is not printed. That is real. That you can carve in patterns. Didn't they release a new resin printer? Anycubic? Yeah, they did. The yeah, that one. What was it? The P1, I guess? And P1 Max, I think. What is it called? Yeah, the P1 Max is the new big one. And the other one is the P1, which has two little build plates if you want. And two resin vats. It's supposed to be bigger in size. As the Mono X, yes. That one is bigger. How much bigger is it though? This is the P1 Max. 285, 300, and 214 width. That's actually kind of nice. The Photomono X that I have is 195, 160 in width, I guess, and 250 in height. Yeah, I was thinking about getting this because it has also twice the resolution. But then again, most other people don't have big printers like this. So if I design for this printer, a lot of people can't print it. So unfortunately, it's not that useful for me. So I have to design for smaller print sizes. Nice, I got a Bambu Lab P1S 2 years ago and bought another this month as they are on sale to try and speed up printing process. I'm new to Fusion, but ran a water jet cutting company for the last 10 years, so I have some idea on what to do. Do you have any advice for getting into Fusion and understanding the basics? First of all, 2 P1Ss is cool. Sometimes I wish I had 2 as well, just to print to speed up printing process. That would save a bunch of time. Yeah. Water jet cutting company. That's interesting. But did you cut everything or just specific materials? Getting into Fusion. I don't really know if I have the best advice here, because I learned it during my engineering studies. Well, I didn't learn Fusion, but I learned Creo Pro Engineer at that time. So I was trained in CAD programs from the ground up. And that, well, took 3 semesters, I guess, so 1.5 years. But I think Fusion is easier to get into. It's a little more, how you say, logical? But I think the best thing is just to go on YouTube, watch a bunch of tutorials to learn the basics. The main thing, I guess, is to understand the sketches and the different tools and what tool to use for which geometries. But that will come with time once you tinker around with different geometries and then you see what works best for what. And oftentimes there are 2 or sometimes 3 different ways to get to the geometry that you want. And so you just have to figure out what's the best way for this particular geometry or what is the best workflow for you. So like always, there's no one size fits all. But I think YouTube would be the best way to start. And then just trial and error, go design some things. Russ, welcome in. How are you doing? How was your day? One thing to consider when using photo reference is focal length of your view. Yes, definitely. If you know the focal length of the camera used, you can approximate it in the render view in Fusion. Exactly, but unfortunately, most of the time I don't know the focal length of the camera that was used, because most images are just from the internet and all the metadata is lost. But yeah, if you have that, you can do that. And the best thing is then to just try and get a photogrammetry scan. Which is something that I did as well. But it only gets you so far. You can get the base shape nice and pretty, but all the details, well, it's all mostly only in the texture. But it's better than nothing, of course. I own a company called Westcott Engineering in the UK. Oh, hey neighbor. Germany here. The water jet cut mostly is stone and carbon fiber for bespoke customs. I decided to sell it after COVID due to drop off in orders. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm sorry to hear that. I hope you find something else that fulfills you. I will get hunting on YouTube. Yeah, do that. Carbon fiber. Okay, I didn't know that you had to water jet cut carbon fiber. I usually have seen, yeah, stone and metal. And it's still crazy how thick you can actually cut with just water, basically. What's impressed me the most. Right, I wanted to check this real quick again. Yep, I think that will do. All right, shoot, I should save. I haven't saved today at all, I guess, so let's quickly do that. That's a tip I can give everyone who is working with CAD software. Save as often as you can. Even if you have to set a reminder. Because working for, I don't know, 2-3 hours straight without saving and then having the program crash and you lose that progress, that's a huge freaking bummer. Fortunately, Fusion has a autosave mechanism. So you can set that to, I don't know, every 2 to 5 minutes, but still. Sometimes I had it that it's not, that the autosave did not work. And then it crashed. And then I think an hour or so was lost. So let's see if I can mirror those down here. I think I have to do the movement separately again, but that's not too bad. Wait, features this one and this one. Oh, and this one. Down here. Let's see. Nope. Well, that's too bad. But we have two different options that we can use and try. Nothing like a software crash as a deadline approaches. Well, it's the worst. Unfortunately, with those I do the deadlines myself, so it's mostly okay. But in a company, it's I know that feeling. So let's try this again, but not identical, but optimized. No. Okay, we have one more. Adjust. No, for some reason it does not like that. Let's see if I can just mirror one by one. It's just like those two. No, damn it. Pattern instances could be intersected. Eh? Why not? I don't understand that, but we can do something else. Let's get the sketch back and extrude a body that we can use as a tool. Make this a new one. Then I need this one and this. I should be able to mirror those two. If not, then I have to make a new sketch and repeat everything down here. Let's see. Yeah, that worked. And I can, wait, I should mirror this first, or actually I can use this one here and just rotate it down there. Then I have my two. Cut those out. Okay, then. Okay, this is all already rotated. So then I just need to mirror this over here, and that should do it. There you go. Okay. .2 millimeter wall thickness is left here. That should be okay, since it's only a thin portion once I combine those two. Maybe I can lift the surface a little bit in angle like this to maximize wall thickness on this side. Let's see how that looks. Do you ever use components for sub-assemblies to keep your file size down? Looks like you work with all bodies in one file. Components would be great for Greeblies, and you can just drag and drop. Sometimes I work with components, sometimes I don't. I think they changed something in Fusion lately to that it works better with components. I used it in other assemblies, and it was a pain in the ass for some reason. So then for this one, I stopped using it. The thing is, sometimes I don't know what will be a component and what will not. So I struggle to define the components in the beginning. And I fear now it's too late to convert everything into components. I don't know if this still makes sense for this assembly or not. But on some other assemblies, when I know what will be actual components, then I did that, yes. But for this, for example, I have all those Greeblies, different bodies, and then when I combine them, it's one body. I don't know if I have all of the Greeblies in different components and then merge them. What happens with the components? Do they just disappear, or are they then empty? I haven't tried that actually. I just converted to that workflow, and it's great for mirrored features. Okay. You work one and drop it in what? You work one and drop it in and mirror. Drop it in where? Yeah, I might need to try the new component workflow. The main assembly file. Oh, you mean when it's saved as a separate file, you can just drop it in? That's also something that I did not get at the beginning when I started working with Fusion, because it's so different than Creo, for example. Maybe they changed that as well. I haven't looked too much into it, to be honest. So those parts are finished, so I should save again, and then I think then it's time for the panel lines. Does it also improve performance when working with components instead of so many bodies? If the parts you are working on now is truly a mirrored object, it would work great. You can then adjust the minor asymmetric parts on top of it. Okay. Greatly. You see less lag. Oh, that that would be a great thing actually. Because performance in this assembly right now is absolute crap. So I probably should definitely look into that. Maybe I will make a backup of this assembly and try to break it up into components now and see if this will help or if it's just too late for everything. So let's see. I did this, did that, and all of those. So I can check this. I can check this. This should not have a checkbox. Okay, I think I have everything so far. Let's see if we can put on the first panel lines, or at least make the sketches for them. Any changes you need to make to the sub-assembly you make in the separate component file in another window. You don't have all the data from other components slowing down the program. Oh, that would be neat, because in the beginning when I was using Fusion, it was still all in one assembly. And to open it in another window, I had to separately export it somehow as a separate file or something, and it was weird. So if this is now working with opening them separately and things like that, and they all have their own timeline and things, that would be great. I need to get. Wait. Nope. What other reference picture? Which one did I use? Was this one here? No. I think it was this one. I think I can close that. You can just work in multiple tabs within Fusion. The part you're on would be perfect for that, and the upper wing and lower wing could be individual files. That was always the sense that I had for components, but it was not in the beginning when I started 5 years ago with Fusion. Or maybe I was too stupid to do it right, I don't know. Could show you examples in a design I'm working on. That would probably help to better understand it, how the components work now. But I think I would still make the Greeblies just bodies within a certain component, or yeah, maybe sometimes you need them at different in multiple components. So yeah, I don't know what the best would be for that. It works much more stable now. That's good to know. I resisted for years and now it's a game changer. So, okay. Then I definitely have to try it again. Yeah, I have to think about it. What next project would be suited for that? To try that out. I think they are more visible in this one. So let's use this as a backup over here, and you go down there. Hey, Elvix? How do I pronounce that? J2. How are you? How are you doing? How was your day? Welcome in, welcome in. I could show you how to break this model up into components and save them out to individual files. It's never too late. Of course, starting with a save as. Yeah, of course I would do a backup, of course, and then try that. If it still would gain performance through converting it into components, I think it would be beneficial. If not, it's just maybe a waste of effort, I don't know. Lost my train of thought. What did I want to do? Right, I put this here, then yeah, just think the first sketch for panel lines. Right, I need to check if the ones on top and on the bottom are more or less the same. But I don't think so. No, this one is already different and this and that and... yeah, this geometry is different, so yeah. Let's just make a sketch for the top one and then a separate one for the bottom one. Just sketching them all rather roughly in here. If someone has an idea of how to better do panel lines on those things, then advice is always welcome, because panel lines is the least favorite task, or one of the least favorite of mine. Isn't that one going through? Does it just stop there? Oh, is there another panel on top of that? Can I see this somewhere? Oh, I did not see that before. Yeah, here it starts. There's another stripe of styrene or something glued along, probably all the way. What's the front? Or does it stop here and this is just a shadow? I'm not sure. Or is it just tape on top? Well, there definitely seems to be additional geometry. But where does it go? I mean... oh, it's too blurry, because maybe that's why I didn't see it. Is it on here as well? Doesn't look like it. But on the top one, there's definitely something. And I probably should add that first for putting on the panel lines. Okay, change of plans. Let's see if I have any pictures that show that more clearly. Oh, you can definitely see the beginning of that styrene stripe. Oh, it's this here. Goes all the way towards the front, but I don't know if it goes all the way around. And oh, did not want to close it. Well. The pictures are just not sharp enough to see it. I wish I was able to see it in person. That would make things easier. Nope, that does not help. Nope. No. This could be a step. Could be imagination. So maybe it goes all the way around. But maybe it just goes along the line towards the front and then stops. And in the middle, there's nothing. I think that makes more sense since it appears to be a styrene stripe. That is just the one stripe along the curvature. And then the same thing on the other side, because bending it all the way around the front would be tricky, I guess. So I think it just goes down here and ends there. I think I'm going to do that. I don't find any other evidence in the pictures. That would go up just a little bit more, this picture, but no. Can't see it. It's hiding underneath the wing. Okay, that's the last one. So no evidence that it goes all the way around. So I will let it stop here. And move on from there. All right. Da-da-da-dum. All right, I'm still in the sketch. Let's just redo that. Undo, I said. Based on that shadow line in the last image, it stops at the leading edge. That's what I think as well, yes. And it makes the most sense, I guess. Oh, those are not connected. Never mind. Let's. Yeah. Delete those again. was the other picture? Damn it, did I not leave it open? I don't think so. Moved. Let's just make this one for now. I think I have to adjust it later anyways. Just to get a rough idea. Oops. I clicked too much. Shit. Gives me a chance to drink. Okay. It's now a profile or yes. Okay, I would sit like this. Yep. That's probably too much, is it? 0.5. What did I use for the other pieces? Is this 0.5? Let's leave it here for now. What did I use here? 0.5. But it looks too much up there. Did they use a thinner one for this? Not sure. That needs to be a little bit longer. Be in contact with this point. Oh, and this is too short. Let's make this 15. Oh, what now? Yeah, less lag would definitely be appreciated. Oh, come on. So, what have you guys been up to today? There you go. Or not? Dude. So, finally. Okay, if every click is now taking 10 seconds, then I'm freaking out. Okay, now I made it too long. Did I? Oops. Components equals performance improvements. I will try with this one, see if it will make a difference, if it even works. And that would be very cool. So. Okay, back in here a little bit shorter. I'm gonna leave it like that, and then later, once the panel lines are in, I can compare it again. But I'm going to leave this like this for now. Why does this have another color in this part? Change. So now they are the same. Okay. We have that thing on there. Mirror over here. It looks kind of too thick for me. Let's move it back, maybe 2/10. Yeah, I like that better. Okay. Let's combine those. Oh, wait. Okay. Oh. Never mind. Wrong Boolean operation was selected. That confused me for just a second. Alrighty. I should save again. So anything else that I missed? There are some panels on top, but I will do them after the panel lines are placed. Because then I think I can align them easier with more reference points and shit. But other than that, I should have everything now. There's still the debate. I don't know if you can see that on your screen. Maybe I put it up here. Oops. There is a piece of tape here. You can see the shadow line here and the highlight line here. And a fringed outline down here. It goes all the way, probably around the whole thing. Maybe to keep this top part here in place. I have no idea. Question is if I should model that in as well. Or not. Or if everyone decides for themselves to take a piece of tape and put it around there. This is one thing I'm not sure about. Because if I design it, it is probably, I don't know, very, very thin. And I don't know if all the printers can do that, or if it just will vanish in tolerances. Because if I make it too thick, it's too prominent maybe, and then it will look weird. On the other hand, most people will probably never know that there is some piece of tape here. So I will leave that for later. Maybe I will make a nerd poll and let the users decide what to do here. I don't know. But now, sketch for the panel line, I guess. Save, yes, I saved, okay. Let's sketch. And this one goes here. Oh, no. That one, I was wondering why it just disappears here. Now I know why. Because there is something. This one here. Actually, could also check if the scan shows something here, but no, not really. No, that's not fine enough that they show. And what is this even? Is this a pencil line? I think it is, and not even a real pen line. Oh boy. Anyway. This one here. That was too far back, but okay for now. Place that on here. Trying to measure the angle of the panel line that goes to the top. Oh God. Wait a minute. 32, then they were probably aiming for 30. Let's see. Got my little old school angle measuring device from my grandpa. Always comes in handy for things like that. Minimum. I can't wait to try to put this into components and see if it gains performance. I don't know if I have the time for to do it off stream for next time. We'll see. Okay, so, and you need to go, you both need to go a little more towards the front. Should be all right for now. Okay, so this one here. Let's see. Can't help but laugh every time it lags. Aww. I can't help it. I'm more frustrated. But it's nice if it entertains you. At least it does something, you know. So on this picture I can see that I think it's really a pencil line. Oh, this one is quite a thick pencil line. Do I have pictures from the other side? Let's see what that looks like. This is just blurry. MMM. Okay, that could be everything. Oh, here you see the tape again, where it comes around and down here on the other side. I wonder why they did that. It was just to fixate this top piece on the bottom shell and then just forgot it was there and painted over it, or they thought it looked cool. Those don't really help. I think there is none. No, I think this is just weathering. Okay, so we don't make a pin line there. But here in the back should be one. And then on top, or several. I know the pain. The pain is real. It's good to know that I'm not alone. Okay, so there is a line that starts then here. Oops. And then we have 1, 2, 3 here. There's something. And then this diagonal one. And I guess that should be it. I don't know what this is, but shouldn't be a pen line. Let's see. This aligns with this. So here. This one. Here. And that one. Somewhere around here. And does this have the same angle as this? No, of course not. Starts somewhere here and goes and it goes places. I think this little shadow is where it ends up. So somewhere like here. I think in the middle of this part up here. There. Let's see if that makes sense. Could be. Nuparu, hello, welcome in. How are you today? How can I share you some images that can help you with reference? Oh, you have something that I don't have? That would be cool. I guess you can send them via email. Would be probably the best. Just a second. I should probably do a command for that. That would be something. Another point on the never-ending to-do list. can just send them here if you want. Not sure, but I really like the spaceship, so you always need references. I'll take whatever I can get, so thank you in advance. Even if there's just one image that I don't have, it can help a ton. What is this? 16th next week. Oh, come on. Email. Okay, wrote that down. All right. I can leave those that long because it will get projected on the individual surface, and that will cut them to size. So let's check again. We have this in the front, this on top, this one that goes over there. Pencil line will be ignored. Then we have this. Another 1, 2, 3. The diagonal one back here. And then I need to check what this little shadow is, if this is just paint or if this is also an actual panel line. Hunting through the reference once again. Boy, I can't even count anymore how often I clicked through those pictures already, and every time you see something new. Okay, I sent it to you. Thank you very much. Oh, there already came something. Let me see. Unfortunately, I already have all of those, but thank you anyways. Thank you very much. Very much appreciated. But it seems that this might be a little bit sharper, better resolution than the ones that I have. At least the last three. Sorry, no need to be sorry. Absolutely not. I think the 3 last ones are a little bit sharper than that what I have, so I will definitely save those and check. But unfortunately they will not help with the particular issue that we have right now, because wrong angle. But for cockpit details, probably. Oops. Okay. Just going to place another reminder in my calendar. Download pictures. Where did my folder go? There it is. Nope. Can't see it here. Oh, you can see down here. As you can see, quite perfect. But they're probably not the same top and bottom. But maybe similar? So maybe they used this edge as a leading edge for the pen line to go over there. Like it is here on the bottom one, just without the styrene panel thingy. Let's keep on looking. What about you? That could be a shadow of a panel line. I'm not gonna lie. Could also just be pixel smush. Okay, what about you? Oh, yeah. Again, imagination or panel line. There's a little tiny dent in this edge. It's things like that where I could obsess over for hours and checking and debating and whatnot. So let's just make a pen line there. Because removing afterwards is mostly easier than adding. Okay, now I have too many pictures open here. What? I think I will just use that one as reference here. use the same angle here. And then we pull that up here. Okay. That should be all of them. Okay, those are placed quite accurately. But this one in the front here needs to have some additional thinking. If I look at that, this should be the shadow from the panel line. But no. This should be this shadow here. And this probably here. Oops. This whitish area is probably this here. So it's already placed kind of correctly, maybe a little bit down here. Oh, frick. There you go. Oops. Okay, now it goes into this curvature up here. Yeah, I think I'm just going to place it there and then we'll check, because I can whether say if it's right or wrong. Just put it in and then we'll see. Okay. From that, save that first before we go to the next one. Then we'll make another sketch where we can project all those lines onto the surfaces. And then we can use the pipe tool to cut the panel lines out. I have 2 photos that can help you. Well, send me everything you got. What do we have here? You see, this is the I actually have no idea if this is CGI or if this is a real model, but it is not the studio model. And those two things usually tend to be different. And I'm going to achieve the studio model look. So this is the real physical miniature model that they use for some of the scenes. And what you just sent me is probably a set piece. can already see on the door that it's quite different. If I would go for, how do I say that? Movie, real life-size prop, then I would use those pictures, of course. But most people like the miniature studio versions more than the actual set pieces. And then they have a CGI model as well, which is also a little different than the studio model and probably those set pieces. So if you wanted to, you could make 3 different versions. Right, save is finished. Let's do the other sketch. Can I do all at once is the question. Guess we'll find out. I understand what you mean. That's a lot. Yeah, that would be a lot of work. So I'm just making the one, and then we'll see. And that's also the, well, the good thing or the bad thing, depending from which angle you look. For the X-Wings, there are 4 or 5 or 6 different filming miniatures, depending on what you count and what you don't count. And I'm trying to make all of them over the next couple of years. Faces. What faces do we need? I need this one. This goes actually all the way around. So let's take this radius as well. And then I don't know where it actually stops. I think it just stops here, in the middle of nowhere. So either here or here. Wait, this is the connecting radius, which would be, yeah, here. So it would be in the middle of that. So I don't know. I think I will let it stop here, and then maybe I can drag the surface a little more towards the into the radius. We'll see about that later. But now oh wait, I need to select the other side as well. Then I have the lines on both sides. In case I can't mirror the actions that I do here with the cutouts. This, and this. Top. Those here. Does this? Yeah, it goes all the way through. So this one as well. Over here. Already got that, and this as well. Here, I don't know. Bit. Oh, I didn't even stretch the line down here. So let's just take this and this and this and those two. And then for this one, well, we need quite a bit. This. And then shoot. I should not have merged this part yet, I guess. Let's see how this will turn out. The same over here. This one, this one, this one, this one. Okay. I think I got them all. So now we select all the lines that we want to be projected. And we want them projected along this plane. So now you can see the red lines. I projected them onto the surfaces that I selected. What is this? There is something. Why are those two? Oh, because those surfaces, this one and this one that I selected, overlap. They're on top of each other, then projected it twice. Okay, so we can neglect this one here. This. Okay, that should do. Let's click OK, finish, save again. And then let's see if we can cut everything out properly. Oh, I projected also those three down here. We don't need them. Okay. Great. First error. Wait. Okay, yeah, section size should be 0.5. Still not doing it. Why not? Hmm. 0.2. Well, now at least we know that geometry is capable of cutting. But 0.2 is just not big enough. Three, 4, no. 5. Okay, let's make this a new body first. And not even the new body works. Why not? Then I guess this radius down here is too small. 0.5 millimeter pipe. And let's. You're kidding me. Just this little section is causing trouble. Then I make it a little bit shorter, and then that's it. Okay. I think I will still make a new body, then cut them all out at once. And Would not create a valid result. You just showed me the valid result. What the hell? Now it's not showing again. Okay. If I make it even shorter, I'll take that. Yes, that's also something that frustrates me with Fusion, because sometimes when you have complex geometry, if you within the operation, extrusion, rotation, whatever, it shows the volume that it will create. Then you click OK, and then it's gone and it throws an arrow. Then I am like, why you could display it before? Why not the confirmed finish one? So let's do this. Before I forget, drag this a little more inside here. That it stops within the radius here. And that should be okay, I guess. And get rid of this sketch. It's a little bit irritating, so 2.5. I think I can cut this out straight away, unless I need to move it around. Nah, I'll go for it. Cut that. I have to clean up a couple of parts. I maybe shouldn't have merged those, maybe, but it is what it is now. Hey, wait. Right. The bummer that I can't select multiple paths with this tool. I have to cut all those pieces individually. So now what are you doing here? Just cutting this off like I thought. I don't like that. Let's make this a new one, and then I can move it maybe a little bit forward, although no, because it's tapered towards the back and that doesn't make sense. Then can I shorten this without it looking stupid? We'll see. Wait. And this one. Oh. Other thing. The shell looks through. So I need to cut that as well. Okay. But I'm going to move the sketch a little towards the rear. That it will cut just behind this surface, because this looks weird. I don't like that. So let's remove that. And this. And this. Continue with those here. Let's see how that looks. Okay, that will stop here. That is okay, I guess. That's out a little bit too much, but we can clean that up. That's no problem. And then this piece up top here. Oh, I only want to cut this one. Now it goes a little bit underneath. That's all right. Moving on to this side. Same thing here, only the undershell. There you go. Right, this one here. Mirror this to the other side. And then we can cut those. I'm okay with that. So that worked way better than expected. On the X-Wings, for example, panel lines is a pain in the ass. But the surface geometry is also way more complex than this here. Still. So, right. This one a little bit towards the rear. But before I do that, save again. Damn it. There you go. Save and hydrate. Let's see if the projection will be intact once I move the original sketch. All right, put that on this constraint. Can I delete that and move it? Yes, perfect. 0.25. Okay, let's see. It did. Great. This cut. Both of those. Why didn't it do it the first time? I don't know. Maybe I probably did. It just looks weird. That's all right. Oh. Yeah. Need to clean all those little bits up. But I probably do that off stream. hide the sketch. And check with reference. Yeah, maybe this one needs to go a little more towards the rear. Let's see. What's this? Something like this, a little bit rotation. No, that's okay, I guess. Maybe 0.5 millimeters. Let's see if I can move it without destroying anything. Wait. Come on. 0.5 is just a little bit. Okay. Did it move? I think so. Let's see. Yeah. Perfect. Now it lines up like in this picture here. I'll take that. Those two. That looks all right. Back here. I don't know if it makes sense to show the wing. See how those details up top here line up with the panel lines. I would say perfectly. This one here. Yeah, that should be all right. Oh, I hate that perspective. Maybe also a little bit altogether. But if I rotate it like this, then it's okay, so... yeah, I'm going to leave it like that. Depending on how you look, it lines up. I'm okay with that. Alright, so we have this. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And on the other side as well. Oops. Let's turn that off again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. Getting late, brain not braining so much anymore. I think I will clean off those little bits off stream. And I think I'm calling it a day for now today, because it's 12 midnight here in Germany again. Right, let's save this. Most important thing. Boy, I can't wait to try to convert it into components and see if this will gain some in performance. That would be so great. Maybe I have a little bit time on the weekend to do that. Let's see. Wait, save. I'll get distracted again. So then next week will be the last stream for like, I think 4 weeks. Because we are going to Japan for 3.5 weeks. That will be exciting. Really looking forward to that. So unfortunately no stream for I think 4 weeks. Next week is still a stream, but then 4 weeks no stream. And I think we should be able to put the pen lines on the bottom one next week. And then hopefully also place those little panels that are on top here, and there. And once that is done, those 2 parts are finished, I guess. Unless I forgot something. I hope not. I don't think so. So that will be cool. Then we can move on to the next bigger part after my Japan vacation. So thank you everyone for being here. I hope you enjoyed a little bit what you saw here. Hope you're looking forward to the finished model as well. And yeah, hope I will see you guys next week. So have a good night, have a good evening, a good time zone. Bye bye. Where's my OBS? There it is. Every time. Okay, bye.